Welcome back into Wake Up America. The city of Moscow, Idaho, and the settling with our next guest and two others following their arrest for not wearing a mask at an outdoor church event back in 2020 while singing at that event during the pandemic.
For more on this, let's welcome in host of Cross Politic and founder of Patriots for Idaho, Gabriel Rench. Gabriel, you were arrested at an outdoor church event back in 2020. Can you tell us your story?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me on. I live in Moscow, Idaho. As you guys know, Idaho's a red state, and I live in a blue dot in a red state. I'm in a college town, University of Idaho. And in March 2020, my mayor actually shut down the downtown businesses and everything before one case of COVID came into Moscow, Idaho. So we have a very liberal, fear-driven culture. And like you guys have been talking about already on the show, the Biden administration's, cancel culture, free speech culture is very much how our mayor and city council rule things. So the way my church protests is we go sing psalms instead of throwing Molotov cocktails. We would sing psalms and hymns and go into the public and protest for 20 minutes and then leave. And then they instituted this masking policy July 2nd, 2020, where you had to be standing 6 feet apart or wearing a mask. And so my church protests that. Eventually, September 23rd or 21st, the city council voted to extend that masking mandate. And so September 23rd, my church went and protested it. And we weren't standing 6 feet apart. And as you can see in the parking lot, they put polka dots in the parking lot so they could objectively see that you were standing 6 feet apart. And we were singing psalms. And they arrested me and two others. And then President Trump retweeted my arrest, and it went viral from there. Yeah. And it was a big fight in town.
Isn't it with hindsight, you think about this stuff that we were forced to do, and it is so silly and so stupid. It was, by the way, when I watched the video this morning, I was wondering, I don't know if we can re-rack the video there. It doesn't seem like anybody else is wearing a mask. It just seems like they didn't like you. And they put you in handcuffs. What was going on? Why did it happen that way?
Yeah, so I'm kind of a known commodity in our community. I was also running for county commissioner, so I was a political opponent of all the city council and the mayor, and I was also the only political opponent that was outspoken about the unconstitutional shutdown and the masking. So you could say I don't know if you can really make an argument, or you can't draw a straight correlation between my run for a county commissioner and them arresting me or targeting me. But I was a known figure in the community. The chief of police knew me. Chief of police was standing right there with the blue mask that you guys see right now. Yeah. And so that's.
I assume you were running as a Republican.
I don't want to draw a correlation that may not be. Yeah. I was running as a free speech, anti-shutdown Republican in a liberal town.
What bothered me about the video, too, is that so many little kids, families are there. You're on church property in the parking lot. So many little kids had to see that. Now, it wasn't like a violent scene, but like you're at church, you're singing. It's supposed to be about God and community, and instead, something like that has to happen.
Yeah.
So what happened there was I was actually at City Hall parking lot. So one correction, we actually went to City Hall parking lot, and that's where they painted the polka dots at City Hall parking because they knew we were coming.
So the other thing is that it was illegal what they did to you. Constitutional rights don't just get thrown out the window because there's a pandemic, and then you took it to court. You said, I'm going to fight this. It took you 3 years, though, but you've been awarded $300,000. Do you view this as a political victory?
Yes. If you guys know the history of Christians in Moscow, literally, we've been targeted. I've been in Moscow. I moved there to go to the University of Idaho in 2002. And I started seeing the Christian community get targeted when I got there in 2002. So this has been about a 25-year battle. And so this is kind of the culmination. Moscow really is a microcosm of what is going on nationwide between liberals and Christians. Yeah. And so it's been a 25-year battle. The $300,000, $150,000 went to Thomas More Society, and then $50,000 went to each defendant in the case. And so after 3 years of fighting this, I'm grateful to God for the victory, but there's a lot more fighting that needs to be done and going on right now.
Agreed. Second time I've said this week, though, but God works in mysterious ways, doesn't he?
Yes. Amen.
All right. Gabriel, we appreciate you being with us. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on.
All right.